Um, that's not how I introduce this show ever, is it? No. Hello and welcome to the IDL. My name's Nick, and this is Light of the Deimos. This is me playing ShadowDark for the first time, playing it through the SoloDark mode, playing by myself. So we will see how this plays out. Again, I'm going to be stumbling through this as it's my first time playing. Some things to be aware of. Normally, I think ShadowDark doesn't lend itself to a encounter map by any means. I think it's more of a game for theater of the mind. But I am going to be using a map here just for visuals and to help me keep track of everything whilst I manage what is going to be essentially a peasant funnel. That's right, I have created 10 so far. So far, I have created 10 peasants who will be going through a dungeon trying to survive, and then once they survive, they'll be promoted to level 1. But I don't know if I'll be playing to level 1 or not after this. This is kind of like a prologue to a campaign idea I have, so I'm just testing it out, getting familiar with the game, and we will see what we get. I don't know. If you hear me start talking to nobody in particular, that is because I am live streaming this. If you're catching this on YouTube, I'm live streaming this at twitch.tv/slimebasher. So if you hear me talking to no one in particular, that is because I am speaking with the chat. If I'm speaking with the chat, it's probably they're asking questions or making commentary about what's happening. And I am responding to them. I'm just seeing a lot of dots where there should be slashes in the chat already. I was gonna say I don't think it's .tv/slimebasher/, but you know what? I'm sure there's a combination of letters you can and symbols you can put into that keyboard that'll get you here. Okay, so fuck did I just set? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna do this little intro here into the campaign. So, long ago, the world was ruled by the Deimos, powerful elemental beings. Now, long after their passing, their magic powers and magics are sealed into their hearts, which crystallized into magicite. They vanished after one event of darkness took over the world, and they vanished, saving it from that darkness. Since then, the world has been dominated by humanoids. Humanity has thrived. Technology flourished as people learned from the magicite, memories embedded into the stones. But a grand unknown evil has reemerged to dominate the land. Unknown to all of those but the city of Saint Barbarous. Stewards of the past, protectors of the great crystal known as the Heart of Ultima. And we're picking up here. We love magicite here. Magicite's a term that I will use in every game I play. It's just a good catch-all term. So a few rules that I'm doing with this version of ShadowDark. First of all, luck tokens. I'm doing a max of 3 luck tokens. That's in general. That's what I would like to do. Is a max of 3 luck tokens per player. Now I'm doing a peasant funnel here. So all the peasants are just getting 1 token. There's 10 of them. They're getting 1 token each. So So that's 10 tokens technically that I'm playing with. Luck tokens can be spent to turn, in general, if I'm getting this right, luck tokens usually are there to give yourself advantage on a roll. However, we're also using luck tokens to turn hits into crits, and luck tokens can be spent to give the GM disadvantage. At the start of every session, if this goes longer than a night, I'm not sure how long this is going to take me to get out of this dungeon, but the peasants will get 1d4 new luck tokens at the start of every session. That's how I'm going to generate the luck tokens. I know the game particularly wants me to play this in rounds of, like, activity. I'm not sure if I can wrap my head around that or if it's too gamified for my brain. So I'm just going to be worried about random encounters in each room versus doing it through rounds for now, just until maybe if I get my head around it a little bit better, try that out. But otherwise, we're going to pick it up in a dark, long-forgotten basement. Dark pews line up, leading a narrow hall from a southern door to the northern wall. There's an altar, stone altar, that sits at the far north side of the room, and on it is a crystal. A large crystal. One that is softly glowing. A hum fills the room from this glow, from this crystal, as it vibrates into eternity. It is a clear white crystal. And it is, like I said, softly glowing, but you can see in the stone's jagged edges reflections of light flickering, as there are 4 torches in each corner of this octagonal room, lighting the way for what is a room full of villagers. These villagers are all sitting there in silent prayer. Until one speaks up. That would be a man named Godfrey speaks up. That's Godfrey's stats. I didn't mean to bring up his stats. Godfrey, if I could figure out which one's Godfrey on this map, because none of them have their names here. That's Aaron. Here's Godfrey. Godfrey sits at the front of the room, praying directly in front of the crystal. He stands up and he turns back to the rest of them. Many of the patrons open their eyes and await what Godfrey has to say to them. Godfrey lingers for a moment, and he says to the rest of the group, "Come. Our duties here are complete. We have prayed and we have prayed. We have seanced. We have done what we can here. The great calamity may be upon us. But by the name of Saint Barbaros, Ultima shall save us all. We know not what the future holds or what the calamity even is. Our seers have predicted a time of darkness, a time of which the shadows will return. But we know that here in our prayers, Ultima and Ultima's light alone shall prevail in keeping the shadows at bay. And with that, everyone stands up. Everyone starts to funnel towards the middle of the room, trying to exit through the southern door once more, from which they came, when the humming of the crystal intensifies. The room, not quite picking up on it at first, starts heading back down still. Then they hear a large snap, a cracking in the crystal, in the heart of Ultima. Godfrey turns back first, then the rest all look to see what is happening, terror stricken upon their faces. And they see the crack spread like spider webs throughout this crystal. And the humming and the glow stops. Winds pick up in the room. Faint at first, enough to make someone not quite notice it. But as it blows around, papers in their in the hands of Zali begin to flutter about, and they notice now a dark wind has erupted, coming from the crystal itself. The torches, one by one in the room, go out, plunging the room into darkness. People fumble, scream, even, to try and get some sort of light going. They don't understand what's happening. This eerie crystal's wind that has put out the lights feels heavy. This darkness feels heavy. And eventually someone is able to get a torch going. Inventory. Not you. You don't have a torch. Who has a torch on them? Not you. One of you has a torch for sure. Marina has a torch. And she lights it, trying to find the way out. Everyone panics, wondering, turning to Godfrey, wondering what's happening. Godfrey is terrified himself, unsure how Ultima's light could break like this. They managed to crawl up to the crystal and examine it to look for clues, but there's nothing there. Nothing that they could find that would make any kind of sense. They are now left alone in the basement of this crumbling, inverted tower below their village, with nothing but torchlight to save them. And so, well, this is a little bit harder to do as a GM layer on this, but basically they're going to try and find their way out. I am going to do a thing where I find the page for it. They're going to crawl through the map. To figure out how to get out of here. So, Marina, let's see if I can't show name on the... Always for everyone. Oh, there's Zali. Sorry, I just gotta do this, get this going so I can tell who's who. I didn't realize it was never going to be displayed for anyone. But I have here Zali, Marina, Morgan, Rena, Malcor, Liena, Oscar, Ishana, Aaron, Godfrey. I think that's it. That's it. Okay. So the rest of them kind of all move closer to Marina, trying to funnel in. So let me see if I can't do the GM light easier, better. I don't want to see the visibility as much. I'm not seeing a rule for that, for GM visibility. I wonder if I can't darken this, because it's a little hard to see where the light is as it is. So I'm going to see if I can't. Lighting. Expiration. Global illumination. Save changes there. I can see the light a little bit better, and it's a little dark still. Maybe I can test lighting, get this going a little. That didn't really. Trying to figure out how to make the torchlight brighter on here. But that's fine. We can see it. Okay, we'll just deal with it. Oops. Okay, so there are, as far as they can see, they know that there's 3 doors in this room. The doors to the left and the right are rooms that they never enter, usually. But they know that to the left and the right are usually just supply closets of sorts, or rooms that were once there for a priest to live in long, long ago. So the group of them start heading south, trying to find the exit, to find their way up north. They know as a group, they've discussing, they know that they need to make their way back up to the top of this inverted tower that they are in, and make their way back to the village of Saint Barbaros, to warn everyone. So I'm going to roll to see what is in the room below, as not Marina, but we'll say Morgan is the one to open it up. Do this roll here. Oh, I just dropped my dice. Oh god, it's so dark. I need a torch myself here. What the hell where'd it go? Okay, I've got another one, but we'll see. 6. NPC. There's an NPC here. So there's a room. Let me just draw this room here. And there's an NPC here. Okay, let's see what kind of NPC we have. Let me do a... rollable tables. This is another Marina. gonna drag this. Okay, so this is Morena, the mother of the first Morena. And let's see if I can't. I'm gonna look at the macros again to see if there's a better macro for this. That's the hard part of doing a name generator when I'd used the name generator to get all the names I already had. So this is Morena the Older. Let me just create an actor here. Lucky them, they get a new NPC to come with them. But it's dark in here. For Morena the Older. So as they stumble in, they find Morena the Older, Morena's mother. What news? What is happening? Everything went dark suddenly. All of the torches in the chamber have gone out. There's a dark wind that has come for us. We must go quickly to seek the north, to get help. Then Godfrey, Aaron, and Shauna quickly move into the light to not be in total darkness. A darkness that seems to be pitch black. The moment you step out of the torchlight, it's a darkness that is like a wall of evil. You are unable to see through it. You can tell that there's a torchlight near it, but the darkness itself is opaque. So they swiftly run into it. Now all of them shall head into this chamber. There's 2 doors. They know that they must make their way, but they're unsure which direction to head. Typically they would go south to get out, but Morena the Older notes that there's something wrong with the door. It's locked. They can't get out that way. No one here has ever had a key or needed a key to get through this dungeon. So they all elect to go to the right. Let me see what kind of room this is. Okay. Let's go. Oop, no. And they find a tunnel. A room that they don't usually enter once again. So now everything that they have to do seems to be something that they're going to have to stumble through to get by. Morena, holding the torch, moves closer to see inside this tunnel. A lot of them, and they're not going to necessarily fit inside the room as I move them, but they're going to move through just enough for me to be able to see what's going on. Yes, okay. So, as they enter this room, they notice the walls have a dark ichor that is seeping through the crevices of the brickwork. And they'll see that there is a layer of this dark ichor pooling on the ground with dust and rocks crumbled on top of it. They look up to the ceiling and notice it's weakening. Things are breaking down. Things are going to be falling. They see a rock crash down in front of them, right in front of Zali. They know that to get through this, they're going to have to be quick. They're going to have to find ways to not get stuck in this black ichor while dodging these falling rocks. So first, to get through this, Morena leads the way with the torchlight so everyone can see where they're going. So what's going to happen here is Morena is going to be making a dexterity check. Okay. She's got a +1 to this. And this is going to be an easy... Actually, no, not easy. I don't think this is easy because this, like I said, there's like a bunch of like ichor that they have to dodge while dodging the falling rocks, using the already fallen rocks as like stepping stones. So it's going to make this I think let's see, DC 12 is what it is. I wish I could recall what the standard DCs were again. Let me just... Oh, I found it. Yeah, normal check. So this is going to be a DC 12. DC 12. She's got a +1 to dexterity. Oofda. So she is going to... Let me see. I was here a second ago. Where is the hazard? Okay, so Morena, first to lead, makes her way through, and she gets caught in some of the tar. Failing her check, she got an 8. She's going to take 1d4 damage. That's 4 damage. Morena has 2 HP. Morena, hit by a rock, collapses to the ground. The torch also onto the ground. And the torchlight goes out. This might be a very quick. Oh, how do I say how much time is left? I didn't check. I didn't pay attention. It's supposed to be real time. I didn't pay attention. It's probably been like 10 minutes. So we'll say it's got about, it goes out. Now I've got to figure out who else has a torch or can do this. So let's see. Does Aaron have a torch? Oh, I gotta kill Morena real quick. This isn't in... How do I kill her on this? I just want her toggled as dead. Make sure. Oh, there it is. It's her first fucking one. Okay, so Morena's dead. So who has a torch? Not Aaron. Not Godfrey. Not Ashana. Ooh. Leanna. Leanna has a torch. So she has to make a dex check to light this thing. It's not going to be crazy check. Because they have the time in this room, kind of, to do this. So she's just going to toggle her torch. And Zali is going to be the next to go. So Zali needs to get a DC 12 dex check. He's got a -1 to his thing. He makes it. Zali makes it through. Morena the Older got a nat 20. Not only does she make it through, but she is... Yeah, she's able to pick up the other torch, we'll say. and light it. Let me open the compendium. Oops. Compendium to get a torch out. No, that's not how I get a torch out. How do I get a torch out? There we go. Actually, there's a torch timer. That's active. Okay. Okay. So now, Morgan goes. Morgan, can you make it? Morgan also gets a nat 20. Holy crap. Ishana. How much HP do you have? 1. Ishana dies. Also hit by a rock. Liana. Liana dies. Right? How much HP do you have? 1. You're dead as well. Dropping the torch. Oh, Liana had a lot of good shit. Godfrey, you're next. Nat 20. I'm chaining 20s here. With that nat 20, he's able to pick up some of the stuff Liana had. How about that? Because he does not have as good stuff. And he's able to light this torch. Okay, Malcor's turn. Malcor, how much HP do you have? 1, you're dead. Morgan will get out of this alive. Malcor, not so much. Oscar. How much HP do you have, Oscar? 1, 2. Okay, 2. So let's see, it's 1d4. 1. Oscar. You get hit by a rock, but you live. Aaron. How much HP does Aaron have? 2. You live? No, you die. Aaron dies. Aaron's hit by a rock. Half these people are already dead. I hope that they can get out. Rena. Rena also got a nat 20. Oh, that's right. I think I've got a cheater die. That's what it is. So I'm going to use a different die. Rena's also alive. 6 of them are able to get through. They mourn, they weep. They mourn and they weep as several of them are crushed by rocks on the way out. But their journey's not over yet. They know they must continue. They must report to the surface what's happening here. So they open another door. And they find another hazardous room. Oops. Alright, what's this hazard? The location is a steep incline. A steep incline with pummeling hail. They get through this. This room has turned cold. This room frigid to the air. The dark winds chill them to the bone as they must now go to a climb up a steep incline. But the room is covered in rime and frost, and crystallized snowing begins to happen. They look to each other in confusion. How is this possible? They are underground. Some dark magics have peered out of this crystal of Ultima, the heart of Ultima, and now they must find their way out through this pummeling hail to climb up. Can they do it? This one's going to be a little easier. Instead of a dex check, because they'd already did a dex check, I think what we're going to do is a constitution check to try and bear through this cold. So... Am I at the border of this thing? Okay, whatever. First up. Gonna be an easy one. So Godfrey survives. He got a 12 on the dice for a 10 out of 9. Godfrey survives. Next is Zali. Zali also survives. Oscar's next. Oscar got a 13. So Oscar survives. Why does this border exist? Is this padding? Do I accidentally have padding on? Morgan. Morgan's got a +3 to con, so maybe Morgan can get through this easily. Ooh. Morgan got a 5. Morgan dies, unfortunately. Next is Marina the Older. 16 on the dice. Marina the Older gets through. And now it's Rena's turn. Rena got a 15 on the dice for an 18 total. Rena gets through. Should have been using the cheater dice for Morgan, but Morgan's dead now. Morgan slips on the ice, pummeled by hail, unable to get through. It's too cold, too frigid, and slides back down to the bottom of this thing. They know and they can tell just by going through that possibly at the other side of this is the room that they need to get up to a higher level. So they all enter in. Find the stairway. Going up. But what's in this room awaiting for them that it's locked? Let's find out. Why is my music stopped? Let's find out. I truly don't know. Okay. Got it back. What? You should be invested. We have Marina the Older. They head back out to... let's see what's in this room. Sorry, what's in this room. That's what I'm looking for here. A boss monster. A random monster is here. This is bad news. Do I have a random monster? How do I tell what the random monster is? Where's this encounter thing? I know I have... Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I remember now. It's on a random table. Rune encounter. Ooh, 3 goblins toughen each other's heads with frying pans. In this room, they get inside to well, let me rearrange where these guys are. They find 3 goblins with a frying pan, each taking turns smashing it into the other one's heads, and laughing as they do it, toughening up their skulls, making them calloused and hardened so they can headbutt things more easily and be tougher and stronger. Inga's nine, yeah, they start yelling at each other. Well, this is bad. So now it's going to go into encounter mode. Create encounter. Toggle everyone. So how encounter works usually is that roll all. It starts with whoever gets the highest initiative goes first, and then it goes clockwise, right? But it's just me, and I'm the GM and the player, so we'll start with the player. All of the PCs will go, then all of the bad guys. So starting with Marina the Older. Marina the Older has a dagger. She'll pull it out as she runs forward to this goblin to try and clear the way, seeing this terrible creature smashing. Not sure why it's here or what's going on, but it's frightening. So she goes up and she swings with her dagger. She can use strength or dex. Both of them are at a +2. So she's going to use strength. Or dexterity, I mean. Dexterity, because she's older. She got a 4. She got a 4. She does not hit this goblin's AC, which I believe is 11. Yeah. Next is... Let's see, does Rena have anything? Rena doesn't. Oh, Rena has a torch, so she'll activate the torch. And she'll run up. And she'll exit. She'll run up the stairs while Marina holds it off these goblins. Oscar, what does Oscar have? Oscar has a short bow and some arrows. So Oscar is just going to shoot at him, seeing Marina's lead. Ooh, what do you have for dexterity? +1. That's a 10 on the dice. That's not enough. Oscar then maneuvers into the room, leaving Godfrey next, who has a short bow. He pulls it out, and he also shoots the goblin. He also misses. Zali, do you have anything? You have a dagger. Ooh, you all have weapons. The survivors have weapons. Not everyone had weapons to begin with. So this is good. Rena's the only one without a weapon. Zali runs up to the goblin and swings. And, ooh, got a 14 on the dice. -1, 13. That's still a hit. So it's going to be... Oh, I can just roll it on the thing, but I'm not going to. That's going to be... 1 damage to the goblin as he slices at the goblin's arm. But unfortunately, the goblin is tough. He's just been hammering his head with a frying pan to get stronger. Next is the goblin's turn. The goblin is not pleased. But... let me see here. A reaction. Probably hostile, but let's see. They're suspicious. They were going to be suspicious of the people. They're confused at this attempt. What do you speak? I'm assuming just goblin. Yeah, so you just speak goblin. And he starts speaking. Does anyone have goblin? You have giant, reptilian, orcish, Thanian, and Sylvan. None of them speak it. So he starts speaking at them, but not getting anywhere. And seeing that they've tried stabbing at him twice, he just swings at Zali with his club. Critical success. A nat 20. I believe a critical success just maximizes the effect. I don't think it doubles anything. I think it just maximizes the effect. Let me check real quick to see if I can't figure that out. I'm sure it's in here. Double checking. Okay, I'm like 90% sure it just maximizes the effect. So it's 1d4, so 4 damage. Zali is dead. Oh. The next one steps up to Oscar and swings with his club, with his frying pan. That's a 12. That'll hit. That means Oscar is dead as well. And the last one goes up to Marina the Older, hitting her with a frying pan. And so I'm going to impose disadvantage on this with the luck token. I should have been doing that. Let's see. A natural 1 is worse than possible. Not only does he miss Marina the Older, he stumbles forward and smashes his friend, doing 4 damage to him, killing him. He was not tough enough. I'm going to make them make a morale check then. Make a DC 15 wisdom check, seeing that their friend is dead. They have a -1. That was 15 on the die. They are still in it. That means it is Marina's the Older's turn. Marina quickly ushers, calling everyone fools for not running up the stairs. She will run up the stairs herself. So will Godfrey. And Godfrey, as he's running up the stairs, will make one shot trying to pepper this guy. And gets a hit, I believe. With a dex 0, 13 against 11. That is correct. So he gets a hit for 1d4 damage on this goblin. For 1 damage. But he is also running up these stairs. These goblins, however, have their own business. As they ascend upwards into a new room. I'm going to do a new scene here. Get rid of this padding so I don't... Oh, it's much lighter, much brighter. They climb the stairs for a while, running as these goblins chase after them, unsure if they can escape. Until they get to another floor. Oh, this is... I believe that means it's just... these three. Who are up. running away. But what do they find in this room awaiting them as they make their way through? A major hazard. They find another room covered in this black ichor and freezing even. Combined of these hazards, more leaking in, creating this slick area, and pummeling hail. The ice creates confusing reflections, making it harder to navigate through this than normal. Oops. So basically they're going to have to make wisdom checks to escape through this while these goblins are hot on their trail. So that means it is, we'll start with Rena. Rena needs to make a wisdom check to get out of here. An easy one. Actually, this is a major hazard. Let's make it a DC 12. Normal. She fails. She takes damage. She has 3 HP. Can she survive this? This pummeling hail. Yes, she survives it with 1 HP. She's able to make it out. Marina the Older. Fails and dies. She's unable to make it any longer. Godfrey peppers back a shot at the oncoming goblins. Misses, and he runs for it, making a wisdom check. He fails, and he dies, leaving Rena the only one left. Inventory. Put out this torch. Inventory. Put out this torch. Can she escape? The goblins also need to make this will save. As they chase after. 1 to 4. They don't have good wisdom. Nat 1, taking the full damage of 1d6, dies. This goblin is gone for. This other goblin also does not crit fail this time, but takes 1d6 damage. 4 damage, living on 1 HP. It's going to make a morale check now. See if it's worth it. It's not worth it. It doesn't want to be doing this anymore. Its companions are dead, and it flees back down the stairs. This icy ichor is too much. It's just Rena left. Rena knows she has 2 more rooms to get through to get out of this temple. To make it back to the village to declare what's happened here. What is in this next room? 3. Rena runs headfirst into this room. And it is a hallway. But she's being careful. She's looking out, and she notices something about this room. She sees that there is on the ceiling ropes, barbed ropes that were not there before. And it looks as though the strings are the strings attached to this barbed rope are like, as she takes a step forward, the sound echoes and it vibrates. And she realizes she has to be quiet while getting through here. So she's going to make another dex check to see if she can be quiet enough to get through this hallway without issue. Where is my dice? There it is. Okay, Rena. It's an easy check. You got a 13, so you're good. Rena's good. Rena makes it out of this hallway, undisturbed by this this net. She has one more room to get through, and it's the exit. What could possibly be awaiting her? Let us roll and find out. A mob of monsters. Or an encounter, at least. Let me do a roll table for this. Runes encounters. Draw result. A legless suit of animated armor pulling itself across the floor. She's scared. She sees it crawling. She doesn't understand. It's the armor of someone who would worship Ultima crawling towards her. She's unsure if this means that it's good or evil or what, but she slowly approaches it, and she tries to make words with it. Please, you must let me pass. Where'd my other D6 go? I just had it. Okay. Well, 1 and 1. It is hostile to her. Wait, what's your charisma? Girl? Oh god, it's hostile as hell. As she makes it through. So I'm gonna have to do an initiative. It screams an ungodly scream. Rena's first to go. She dashes past it. It's legless, so it can't exactly block the way, but she has to get around it. So to get around it, I believe she has to make a strength or dex check competing with it to make its way past it, to push through. Let's see what she's good at. She's good at strength. She's stronger. So she is going to try and push past it. No, you can't stop me. I must get through. And she has a pole though. Maybe she'll pole vault. Okay, she's gonna pole vault across it with a pole, meaning she's gonna use dexterity with advantage instead. And she got a 12 on her roll. This thing now has to make a dexterity check to block her. It's got a -1. It took a 9. Rena is able to pole vault past this thing, leaping towards the door, but she hasn't opened it yet. This thing sees her, drags. It's trying to slash at her with a sword that it has. It doesn't. It's on the ground still, so I'm gonna let it roll with disadvantage because it's trying to swing from the ground while crawling. Oh, that's not good at all. That's a 15. The armor comes up to Rena and slices across as she lands on the ground. Hand on the door handle to try and push it open. This double door. Of wooden decrepit make. And as she pushes open this door, the thing slices across her ankles, cutting them down, and she falls forward, pushing the doors open. She's made it out, but not alive. That is all that has happened for the peasants here inside the tunnels of the Shrouded Ancestor. Unfortunately, none were able to make their way up. If they had, however, they'd find a village shrouded in darkness. They would have found that the world has changed. Whatever evil has awakened did not isolate itself to this tower. No, it took out sweeping changes to the world. Swaths of darkness overlaid and changed what was once there. Everything that everyone had known is no longer the same. That was my prologue for Light of the Deimos. Okay, that was fun. That was a good hour of play. The peasants did not make it out. Almost. Rena was so close. I didn't really use my luck tokens, though. So there's that. I just wasn't really thinking about it because I was managing 10 people. Half of them died to the first hazard. Anyway. But, yeah, we were able to get at least check out, like, you know, what the path they had to take to get out here. And we got to the front door, so that was fun. I don't know. I like ShadowDark. From playing it, I think it's fun. I think it'd be easier if I was not managing 10 peasants by myself. But yeah, that was my prologue scenario in this SoloDark adventure. Thanks everyone for hanging out and chat-chitting. Thanks for listening in to me as I try this out. Hopefully it wasn't too off-putting for the game. Again, I didn't get to explore a whole lot because I was really busy trying to focus managing this all by myself, playing and running it. So that was kind of a difficult task. Didn't really get to do as much role play as I would have loved to, because I don't want to talk to myself with 10 different people, type of situation. But yeah, okay. I think that's it. Thanks for all listening in, and we will catch you with more something. Hopefully more ShadowDark eventually. Okay. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye.